I played 4 Agility Elves at 4 different XP rates for 30 days to see what level I can reach. In this video, I'll show you what level is possible to reach playing all these rates and how much I spent for each character. Stick around to the end of this video where I'll show you a comparison of how much I spent compared to my previous speed server runs. And, was I able to reach level 800 with the Agility Elf? Welcome YouTubers to another episode of Free to Play vs Speed Server, this time with my Agility Elves. Once again, I'm hoping that this video gives you an understanding of what level can be achieved in 30 days playing the Agility Elf. Let's get into the first Agility Elf that played free to play. With all my Agility Elves, I went with the Agility build. This is really the only possible build for an elf unless you're specifically building an Energy Elf. The build I used focused on allocating just enough strength to wear my equipment and putting the rest into agility. Now, I knew from the beginning that playing an Agility Elf would be a challenge. There's a reason you don't see many actively being played, and the ones you do see are usually farming in beginner maps. But I hadn't played an Agility Elf in years and I was up for the challenge. I wanted to experience what it's like to play one of the OG characters again. Similar to what I did with my other characters in the series, I did buy some very basic and cheap items for this free-to-play character just to get started. A lot of you ask how I'm able to farm so many bless to buy gear for the free-to-play builds. Just to clarify, when I say free-to-play, I'm referring to the experience, not necessarily the gear. I buy some starter items just so the content isn't too dry. In this case, I was able to buy an Ancient Vine set. I purchased each piece for 2 bless, and it gave me some solid options to work with. This set came with 20% double damage and a few other useful stats, making it a great starting point. In the early levels, the Agility Elf was actually fun to play. If you can get a weapon with mana recovery to prevent her from running out of mana, and buy a quiver from the store so she has unlimited arrows, she can continuously attack. The skill that comes equipped on the bow is also great. It hits multiple mobs even from early levels. I also equipped her with level 1 wings that I had stored in my vault from my Energy Elf. I ended up using these wings all the way through to the end. She was actually killing mobs quickly on each map. If she had level 2 wings, it definitely would have helped, because she was never quite able to push into Kanturo 2. By the end of the 30 days, I reached level 314. I would have needed to invest a lot more into her gear to improve her kill speed and survivability. If I wanted to survive in Acheron, I'd need a better set with more defense. Fizzy was my gold channel ticket Agility Elf, and I had high hopes for her performance. To support her early progression, I equipped her with an excellent crossbow that offered both excellent damage and mana recovery. This helped her level up more smoothly in the beginner stages. I later equipped her with +7 wings, which significantly improved her survivability and made grinding a lot easier. For her armor, I chose an Ancient Wind set. It was an affordable option, each piece cost just 2 bless, and there were plenty of sellers listing it in the shop. I upgraded the full set to +6 to gain additional defense. While I felt that my damage output was slightly better when using the Ancient Vine set, the Wind set proved to be a solid alternative for early to mid game. It also provided helpful bonuses like +50 AG and Ignore Defense, which gave her a bit of an edge. To boost her damage further, I used an excellent quiver and a level 300 pentagram. However, even with all this gear, I still found it difficult to AFK in Acheron at level 300 plus. If you've seen my Agility Elf build video, you'll know that the main issue lies in her skill set. The skills she relies on drain AG very quickly, and they simply don't eliminate mobs as efficiently as other characters' skills do. She also needs some sort of combat power introduced for higher damage. I ended up spending the rest of my leveling time in Kanturo 2, eventually reaching level 379. It's honestly a bit disappointing that I couldn't even make it to level 400. Just like with my free-to-play elf attempt, it's clear that I would have needed to invest a lot more to push her further. Mutrax was my free-to-play Agility Elf in Speed Server with no XP seals. With this Agility Elf, I used the NPC set and weapon up to level 400, until I managed to buy an excellent crossbow with mana recovery from another player. Normally when playing a free-to-play character on a speed server, I upgrade the NPC set to plus 13. However, I took a different approach with this elf. I found an excellent red spirit set with damage decrease in a player store for 15 bless and 10 soul. It's hard to say whether a guardian set plus 13 would have given me better defense, but who could pass up a beautiful excellent set with damage decrease that I could eventually upgrade to plus 9. With the NPC set, I had 424 defense. Initially, the excellent set only provided around 60 more defense, but every item had damage decrease, which helped a lot with survivability and early grinding. Wings were essential, so I bought some from a player for 6 bless and 2 chaos. Later, I upgraded to level 2 wings for 34 bless, 35 soul and 4 chaos. Buying wings is always easier than crafting them. You're guaranteed the right type for your character. As I progressed into Acheron, survival became tougher. So I used my bless to upgrade the set to plus 9. Playing as an elf made it easy to farm chaos in lower maps, which I then sold for bless and soul. I also added an albatross bow and a pendant with mana recovery to support my skill usage. Luckily, a player switching back to the global server donated me their plus 13 level 2 wings, damage decrease rings and a level 300 pentagram. Without those items, reaching level 400 would have been much harder. Right before hitting level 400, I used my 3-day equipment to speed through the final levels and complete the Dark Elf quest. I started allocating points in the blue tree, aiming to unlock my Rude skill at level 460. The 3-day gear helped with leveling, but using the same skill at level 400 slowed my progress. Ice Arrow and Multi-Shot weren't killing mobs efficiently and just drained my AG. After the equipment expired, I returned to Ubaid and continued grinding. Thanks to the points I added in the tree, I was dropping mobs faster, but unfortunately, it still wasn't enough to reach the Rude skill. I had transferred my elf at level 449 and had received the lowest rewards. Pixie was my full XP speed server character. For her, I tried the same strategy I used for my Dark Lord, which turned out to be the most cost effective. In week 1, I purchased a 30-day gold channel ticket and a 3-day starter pack to help her reach level 400. Along with the free 3-day items provided by Webzen, the starter pack came with a lucky set, which allowed me to deal high damage throughout the early levels. This combination of items and seals helped me reach level 400 in just 1.5 to 2 days. Once I hit level 400, I bought a 1-day scroll master of health, using up the remaining XP from the starter pack. In week 2, I purchased a 7-day Wing of Conqueror and 4 Jewel of extensions to repair my lucky set. I also had to buy the 7-day Archangel weapon, as my elf was heavily reliant on the damage output from the crossbow. This week, my focus was to reach Nixie's Lake, just like I did with my Dark Lord, but it was a struggle. I couldn't drop mobs in Feria, so I had to remain in Acheron, where the speed was still slow. Even after equipping the Rude skill, I still couldn't handle the mobs in Feria, so I had to stay in Deventer. In week 3, the Burning package was released, so I purchased it along with another 7-day wing and weapon. I was progressing, but not fast enough. Even at level 675, I was grinding in Nars, where the XP gain was similar to Feria, but in Feria, I risked getting dropped. I had a 3-day Blood Angel set in my inventory from a previous speed server and decided to use it to boost my levels. Shout out to Nicholas Borgstrom, who briefly partied with me at Nixie's Lake during my livestream. Without his help, I would never have made it to that map. Unfortunately, I never reached Old Cathotum. At level 742, I was comfortably AFKing in Feria, but mobs still took a while to drop. In total, I spent 11,910 Wcoin. Sadly, I didn't make it to level 800. This was the first character in a speed server run that I couldn't solo to 800, which was disappointing. If I had purchased the Master All-in-One package in weeks 1 and 2, followed by the Burning package in weeks 3 and 4, I may have reached level 800 solo, but that would have meant spending a huge amount, and even then, it wasn't guaranteed. Let me know in the comments if you've been able to solo an Agility Elf to level 800 in the speed server and how much you spent. In summary, over 30 days of play, my first Agility Elf played free to play and reached level 314. My second Agility Elf played in the gold channel and reached level 379. My third Agility Elf played in the speed server without any seals and reached level 449. My fourth Agility Elf played in the speed server with XP seals and reached level 762. Overall, the Agility Elf is in serious need of a rework. She needs some form of combat power boost. The current damage output simply isn't enough. Considering she's the OG character, it's sad to see she's been neglected and requires a significant investment to be viable. Many of you have said she gets better with punish, but that's not acceptable. If a server doesn't have punish, she is essentially unplayable. Go and check out my Agility Elf PVM build if you want to know more about my thoughts on the Agility Elf. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to see more, and I'll catch you in the next one.